We're going to go with this. So, welcome to Plugged In Chatham-Kent, your business podcast. I'm Andrew, sitting here with three Yahoos, professionals from the Small Business Center. We were originally going to have a nice quiet conversation, and you three of you just can't stop. So 2020 has already been a very busy year for economic development and Small Business Center. We've had a lot of people coming in through the doors. We've had a lot of conversations in the community. So we're sort of here to give you an update on what's happening, what's going on, and I'm going to I'm going to pass it around and let everyone introduce themselves. So we'll start with Tay-Tay, is that?
Tay-Tay, T-Swift, Taylor Swift, Taylor Hughes, whatever name.
Taylor Hughes, that's
yeah.
Okay.
Hey, works sometimes too. I'm Taylor Hughes, Ward 6 Small Business Representative, Economic Development Officer, and on to Matt.
Matt Rayom, Matty Poo, as some people call me.
Wonderful.
I'm in Wards 1 and 2, so that's from Wheatley to Blenheim. And I'm in the Small Business Center as well, Economic Development Officer 2.
And?
Ron Durgandy.
Oh, no.
Dave Robbins.
Oh, so close.
Derek Robbins.
No, that's definitely not you.
Or Doug Robbins.
Doug Robbins.
There it is.
Wards 3, 4, and 5.
Very nice. Where does that word start, by the way, in Chatham?
Well, there's a dotted line. We spray paint on the weekends to make
Okay.
sure everyone knows what the line is. So look for the caution tape in the line. You'll
Perfect.
find it,
All right.
yeah. Don't mow my grass.
This is going to be an entire podcast of inside good jokes, I can tell now. Thanks for coming out. Speaking of zone coverage, how are things going? What's happening in your zones? What are you hearing from people? I'm going to throw that out there. Who wants to start with
That's
that
not
one?
confidential.
That's not confidential. I know.
Huh.
No.
Well, lots of stuff happening in Wards 1 and 2
Okay.
in the Blenheim area.
Yeah.
I've been seeing a lot of investors coming into the Tilbury area that from Windsor. They want to invest in Tilbury. They see it's a great opportunity. It's lower cost, affordable. There's room to grow. So that's always a good thing to see.
We were out in Tilbury. We were chatting with one of the business owners, and she said she was trying to find another location, but their downtown has been too successful, and they're having problems, if I recall correctly. So, it's a real problem to have.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's going on in Ridgetown,
Wallaceburg, Dresden, Bothwell, and Wallaceburg. And maybe I said Wallaceburg twice. I'm not really sure.
That's okay. They like it.
They do. Lots going on. Some new stores in Wallaceburg have opened up. There's some great energy and synergies going on in Wallaceburg. Bothwell has some growth going on in the way of housing, which is attracting some people from the Four Counties area, which is great. Dresden has some great opportunities, some great little cafe that's doing great business right now, and some growth away, as well as rebranding some new stores, some old stores looking new again. So it's great.
Ridgetown, they reached out to me just the other day to let us know that we are invited to their library grand opening.
Yes.
They're super excited about that. So that's big news.
That's a big job.
So there's
right
a lot
down
of
to the bones.
Yeah. Taylor, what's going on in Chatham? Anything exciting?
Quite a bit. I think if you've been following us on social media as of late, there's quite a bit going on. So you have Mercado that's opened up recently, and they seem to be extremely well received and doing well in the community. Looks like there's a Macro Foods that's starting up that we were seeing today out in that similar plaza or whatever as well. Doug will correct me if I say it's the same plaza because there's a gap. Lots of small business openings. Vitality Massage, Flourish Chiropractic. There's a new pharmacy going in next to No Frills on Queen Street. I think it's a pretty optimistic market as we see right now. And then obviously lots of housing development and things of that nature, I guess.
I had somebody reach out and say that downtown Chatham, they saw 6 empty stores. How could we have 6 empty? And I said, no, you don't understand. There's only 6 empty stores. It's been a huge shift for the downtown, and those empty stores are being eyed up by potential investors. But it's great news for all of the downtowns. So we came to talk about Summer Company. Mm-hmm. So who wants to take on the Summer Company program?
I love summer.
This
You
guy
love
right here.
summer?
Yeah, I do.
Doug?
Yeah. So for those who don't know, Summer Company is an opportunity for students between the age of 15 and 29 that are returning to school of some sort, some shape. They have the opportunity to start their summer company that maybe dust off an idea they have or a dream they have or a service they want to provide, and we will help them through the business planning, getting them going, and doing the reporting and on the backside all the way through from beginning to end. There's also an opportunity there for a grant of $3,000, which is great. So you're working for yourself instead of out and working in the public, working maybe detasseling corn's not your thing. I can't imagine that would not be everyone's thing in Chatham-Kent, but
It's a rite of passage, right?
it is a rite of passage.
You have to do
There's
it
a
at least
ritual.
once, yeah.
There's a whole ceremony. But this maybe is more up your alley. So if you're interested in that, we suggest you go to our Facebook page or to our website. Click on the Summer Company image there, and it'll give you directions to get started. And you'll deal with these happy 3 when you go through the process.
So, if I'm correct, you get $1,500 as sort of a startup, right? And then you have to spend all of it in your business, don't you?
Yeah.
Right? And then at the end of it, it's sort of a buffer because the potential is to earn some good dollars in there with your business. But even if things don't go quite as well and it's just a learning experience at the end, you get fit into the other $1,500, right?
That's right.
Okay.
So as long as you meet the requirements of the program, so during the course of the summer while you're running your company, you'll have bi-weekly meetings with a mentor that would either be assigned to you or one that kind of we vet and approve if you had somebody in mind yourself. Generally speaking, not a family member or a friend for the most part. And then you'd also have bi-weekly meetings with one of us so we can kind of support and keep you on track going over the entire summer. And then again, as long as you meet those kind of requirements, then you get the $1,500, and there's no stipulations on how the second $1,500 is spent. It's yours to go away to school with, and that kind of thing. So,
But there's more.
But there's more. But wait.
But wait, there's more. If you order now,
Yeah.
you get to work with these 3.
It's true.
if we haven't said that already,
And the money's great. It's good to have the money, but the biggest advantage is that you get to be mentored in entrepreneurship and starting a business. And even if you do it once, you're like, you know what, maybe it's not for me. To have that on your resume, to say I ran a business, I mean, that's amazing to have that on your resume. So it's a great experience to even figure out, is this something I want to do? And, be mentored and learn a new skill. It's a great opportunity.
I think of some of the successes we've seen over the past few years. 2 years ago, there was a fellow who was having problems coming in to meet with us because he was so busy. So it wasn't even about the money at the end. He was like, okay, well, that was great, but thank you for helping me keep track of all my receipts, helping me keep organized because he's been so busy, which is just, you had one last year, didn't you?
Yeah. So Zach last year, who went through our program, he started a lawn care and kind of property maintenance business, and he was debating on whether or not he makes $800 a month at a part-time job, or if he takes the leap of faith into being an entrepreneur. And he ended up paying for his semester at university in cash. He was booked 2 to 3 weeks out, 12-hour days. He did extremely well, and don't get me wrong, you have to put the effort into it to see the rewards that you hope to see. Like anything, the more you put in, the more you're going to get out of it. But it was a phenomenal success story, and he's definitely a great kind of.
Matt, do you make them work 12-hour days?
No,
okay.
I do not. 14-hour days.
14-hour days. Okay.
He fell in love with money. He fell in love with making money, and he was more than happy to work as long as he needed to keep it coming.
Okay, all right. Anything else about small starter
Summer
company? Yes, that's the next topic. Summer company. Anything else about summer company?
I would just say if you're interested, get your application in soon.
Okay.
Yeah, because the deadline's coming.
Not a lot of spots in the program. A few are already in the queue. So if you just literally Google Summer Company Ontario, the registration process will pop up. Or if you go to investuk.ca, there's a link on our website that you can click to get there.
Yeah. Nice website plug. That was good.
Not bad.
Yeah, that was good. I like that. Okay, next thing to talk about is the Starter Company Plus program, which is different. So how is it different? What is it? Who wants to take that
Well,
one?
it's not during the summer.
That's a good point. Yeah.
When does summer start? June?
June?
Yeah.
Somewhere in there.
Because it's almost during the summer.
All right, so maybe it is.
adjacent to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nearly there. But yeah, it's another grant program so the Summer Company is a provincially funded program that we facilitate here through our small business center. Starter Company Plus is something similar in the sense that it's provincially funded. but it's open to anybody, so there's no age restriction on it. You don't have to be returning to school. For both summer and starter company, it does have to be a full-time commitment. We're not going to fund anything that's a side hustle or a side gig. We expect that whoever is going to be going through the programs is with the intention of a kind of a 35-40 hour week commitment at the minimum. But it's up to a $5,000 grant, open to existing as well as startup companies. Application to be a part of the program. One, come have a chat with us and we'll run you through it, but it's to submit a viable business plan. So the biggest thing that we can offer through our small business center here is one-on-one consultations for helping people get through business planning from cover to cover. And if your application is what we help you with, then it's a pretty good kind of synergy that we offer. But yeah, you submit it, you go through the program, you'd have 3 days of a crash course on business. You would resubmit a revised copy of your business plan after going through the training. We have a guy named Andrew Patricio come down from the GTA area. He runs a business called Biz Launch. He's wildly successful, and he's a pretty raw presenter, so he's fairly entertaining with some humor, but every lesson he teaches you, he has a story to kind of refer back to make it pretty applicable for everybody learning. So hear a lot of great things about the program. The next one we're looking at running is going to be in May. We're still finalizing details, but if you're interested in it, it's definitely something to come have a chat about.
And we're capping the numbers at 20?
15 to 20, I'm thinking.
Yeah.
We're still trying to iron out space and stuff.
So if you're thinking about it, get your application in or your business plan in rough draft as soon as possible. We'd like to fill that up. Those 3 days, I think they're worth almost more than the grant. Like just the training, he takes the business plan and he brings it all to life. And there's things that you're reading through it and you're like, I don't understand this. Well, he's gonna bring life to that section, to all of it really, and help you understand how to operate your business that much better. So it's a great opportunity.
Now, there was one back in October or November of last year.
November.
November.
Was our last cohort.
Skill testing question. Who were the businesses at it? Do you remember?
Sugar that.
Sugar that. Okay.
Recipients or businesses?
Just businesses at it. I'm trying to get a variety of different
Vibes
types.
was there.
Educational
Fuel for You.
consultant.
Lighting and accent gallery.
Pro
Nights,
Collision.
Provision Collision.
Nights Consulting. Is that right? The
Investigators.
investigators.
K&T investigation.
Yeah.
Chatham-Kent lawn and snow removal.
Yep.
So it's all over the place.
All over the place.
All over the place.
Yeah. We can
Comic
keep going.
Oasis was there.
Oasis.
Oh yeah, from all areas of Chatham-Kent.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So if you're in Wheatley, if you're in Merlin, anywhere.
Don't forget Wabash.
Wallaceburg.
Wabash.
Wabash?
Yeah.
Wabash. Wabash. Of
Wabash.
course. Sorry, I thought you were...
You blinked.
Yeah, I did. I made a blank. Wabash, yeah.
Thamesville.
Chatham.
There's so many. We have so many
Ridgetown.
communities around here. Yeah.
Yeah. Keep going. Skill test.
Come on, keep going.
Turin.
All right.
Yeah.
Muirkirk. That's what I was going for.
I agree.
That's right. So they just had a business move out that way, I believe, if I remember correctly. Anyway, but if I don't,
Usually.
sorry.
Yeah.
I'll get all the comments. Don't worry. They'll
Yeah,
write
yeah.
me angry
Worry about
emails and people let
The
me know.
comment section
That's right.
below.
Yeah. So
It's over here.
starter company plus program. So that's that program. Anything else you want to say about it?
Just to stress the value, kind of like Matt brought up, is basically completing a business plan for yourself, which we can't say enough about. Receiving the training for free, 3 full days of training. That honestly, people would probably pay $1,000 to go to a course offering the same thing. So, and then a networking opportunity with like-minded individuals doing similar things in the entrepreneurship sense. So, yeah, it's grant's definitely the carrot on a stick, but the value in the program is everything else.
And so we had somebody come in the other day and said, okay, the business plan's all up here. It's in my head. I'm good. I know it all. What would be an advantage of actually writing it down?
Also, when you have it in your head, you think you know all the different details of it. But once you start writing it down, and I've had this, I've seen people write down and they go, you know what? I originally had this direction, but after writing it out and seeing it on paper, it makes you look at it differently. And then they pivoted and kind of changed their direction because they wrote it down.
Yeah.
'Cause
Plus, sorry, go ahead.
Well, but go ahead.
But when you put it on paper, then you can share it with someone and say, you don't know anything about what I want to do in business. Can you read this and tell me what it is that you glean from it. Because when you take your business plan to a banker, they don't necessarily know what you want to do. They don't speak your language. It's that whole forest for the trees. So when you write it down, you can then articulate it, take it to someone to read it before it goes to a bank or to a lending institution.
Well, and they require that too.
They do require it. They can't just,
Your head sounds good.
Yeah.
they won't just, sort of put their head to yours and download it.
Yeah, honestly, and I tell people all the time, I'm not a business owner, and I generally forget what I had for breakfast, let alone being a business owner and needing to not forget a lot of things. So the big thing with a business plan is that if you make kind of small mistakes that you might not really notice without having something put onto paper, eventually those start accumulating and can kind of become a bigger issue that you have to deal with, right? Whereas if you have a business plan, then you have a place where you can go back and start kind of finessing some numbers. If you need to look at your bottom line because it's not doing what you thought, then maybe it's suppliers. Maybe I have to find a way to reduce my expenses to increase my margins. But if you don't have it somewhere to go and look at it, then it's pretty hard to, one, get help, two, to pursue kind of any sort of funding, and three, just to stay on top of things.
Yeah. Plus, you come back to your business plan, or you should come back to it.
So run a
at
document.
least minimum once a year to look at the next year or the projections, if not multiple times throughout the year, so you have a GPS system, a roadmap to where you're going.
That's right.
I had a really good conversation with, I'm not going to say who the business was, but a business who is specializing in making a very premium type of product in the food category. And they were saying they were out with the potential place that would sell their product. And they said, well, why am I going to buy yours? It's going to cost me, 10% more than this one. And they said, well, listen, here are the ingredients. And yes, we could change our ingredients to be the same as the other, but that's not who we're after. Right? And so they knew that. They had written it out. They knew their margins. They knew what they had to make, what their bottom dollar was, what they can negotiate on. And they said they landed 3 contracts. I think they said they landed 3 contracts that day and had to deny one. And it was denying one because they would have lost money. They really wanted the sale, but they knew that if they took it, they were going to eat into their business. So,
It's good to know that. Yep.
That's really important. Know your margins. Anyway,
I'll say one more thing.
Okay.
My last plug for a business plan is one of the most important things a business plan can do if you haven't necessarily started your business yet, is that by completing one, it can tell you that it doesn't make sense to start your business. So when we talk about small business having a bit of an issue with not necessarily always being successful, a lot of the reason is probably because people haven't taken the time to business plan. And if they had taken the time to do that, they may have seen that the business might work, but it might not work where you are. Right. So it might just be, again, moving things around to see if you can make it work. But if I can just basically spend my time as the only expense on completing something, and it shows me that I shouldn't sink tens of thousands of dollars into a business before you start, that's one of the most valuable pieces of it, is just viability.
Yeah.
absolutely. Jumping over to events, I'm going to talk about one of them, or we want to focus on one of the ones that's coming up near the end of March, which is the Thriving and Multi-Generational Workforce event. Matt, you want to talk about this?
Yeah.
Okay.
So this event started out just with our group. We wanted to bring someone that we knew, Gary McDonald. He deals with a lot of leadership, soft skills, and we thought we'd bring him in to talk about this topic that's becoming hotter and hotter. We have 5 generations now working in the workplace. And when I say workplace, it doesn't mean just manufacturing or just any place that has employees, workers that are in that category. Could be a small business. You may have 3 employees, but they're different age ranges.
One might be 25, one might be 40.
Yep. And so we realized that this is actually a broader topic. So we brought in our EDO1s who deal with the bigger companies, manufacturing, agriculture, and we're casting the net wider to just really educate people on how do you talk to each other. We're not picking on one age group. We're not picking on millennials or boomers. This is really everybody. And getting down to fundamentals, how do you just talk to people and get stuff accomplished so you can reach your end goal with your vision, your mission of your company. So that's going to be a very important seminar that's coming up that we'd love everyone to be at. We'd love to pack the room so that people can really get an understanding of what's happening in the workforce right now with all these different age ranges, multi-generations.
Well, the moment we sent it out, at least posted it, we started getting questions back saying, hey, can I attend? Is it okay if we're a little bit large organization?
We broadened the scope. I mean, we originally thought, well, this might only apply to us, but then as we started talking and including the other teammates in this, we realized that this is everywhere. So it's not industry specific, it's not size specific, it's
Workplace.
workplace.
Yeah, period.
You know, if you're a business owner and you're hiring a summer student, it applies. You know, because that's going to be a topic that you're going to be interested in knowing. How do I talk? How do we communicate? How do we interact and get our vision and mission accomplished with these different variables? So
Absolutely. I have March 26th, 11:30 to 1:30. Lunch. Is lunch included on
well,
this
we didn't
one?
want to lead with food because,
Okay,
but
okay.
the most important thing is the topic. But yes, we're going to
Okay.
have food.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, then I'll go. Links again, if I'm correct. That's what I got.
Yep.
Okay. 120 Indian Creek in Chatham. Anything else you want to say about that event?
If you have any food allergies, like you need to have extra meat on your sandwiches or whatever,
Yes.
yeah, let us know, and we'll try our best to accommodate. Yeah.
You're good guys, I tell you. That's awesome. Okay, and there's lots of other events at investck.ca. We've got social media things. You just had a tax session a little while ago.
Yep.
All over. So all different types of events.
I will plug something actually real quick on that. Thanks for reminding me of the tax seminar. So we had Marie Thompson come down. She's a liaison officer with Canada Revenue Agency. Previously held a position of being an actual auditor for the CRA. So she knows what to look for, and now she knows how to help small business owners kind of get their books in order in the best way possible. But that being said, she came down and offered a free session. She's also willing to come back down to Chatham to offer one-on-one consultations. So what I'm trying to do is get a day where we can get say 4 to 6 small businesses or entrepreneurs who are in that kind of meet the need set up and kind of pre-registered, and then we'll get her to come down for a day and then offer one-on-one consultations, strictly speaking about write-offs, small business taxes, bookkeeping, what it's like to go through an audit, how to make that audit hopefully end sooner than than later, and different things like that. So it's a huge value add. It's at no cost again. So if people are interested in that, I'd say just kind of shoot us over an email or get in touch somehow. I guess we'll go over our contact methods when we wrap this up. But
investck.ca. Just go there. There's contact.
so there you go.
There you go.
So yeah, it's a huge one.
That's a really good, especially write-offs. People seem to really love
Lots of questions.
running.
about that.
Yeah. Okay. Well, as we wrap it up, I'm going to go around the table. Doug, you got anything else you want to throw in there? I'm going to put you on the spot again.
Thank you for that.
No problem.
Really, the Small Business Center is here to help entrepreneurs. Whether you have a question, whether you're in business, whether you're thinking about starting a business, we're here to bounce ideas off of. Ask us questions. No questions too big, too small. You know, there's no such thing as a stupid question. We're here to help you with that, and we'll give you, our unbiased, professional approach to what you could or should do. So yeah, stop by and make friends with us. We're great. We're in your community, so a lot of us, like Matt and I, because we are out in different wards, we're in Wallaceburg or in Merlin, or we're at the municipal centers there. So we have days where we're there and ready, available, and you can call and book a time. We'll come out to you, or you can come into us, or we can meet you in one of our municipal branches. We're happy to talk to you.
Kim Cooper would say we're nice people. We always want to make a T-shirt that
Well,
says we're nice people.
Yeah,
Right?
that too.
We're actually
Nice
nice.
people.
Yeah.
Matt,
Doug said a lot of it. Sorry, Ron said a lot of it.
no.
But our services are free. So just if you're looking on the internet and there's stuff out there, consultations that cost money, just give us a call. Like, is this legit? And we'll say no. I mean, yes, but no. We have free services that we can help you with for sure. And we also do interpretive dance. That's another service.
Absolutely.
That,
One of the questions that came up at the session we had the other day was, how is it free? So how is it paid for? And
I think Taylor answered
that one.
Yeah, basically I said you're already paying for it, so you might as well use us.
Absolutely. That's
so predominantly provincially funded or whatever, municipal dollars as well. But
our role is to see your business grow and be successful. So any way we can do that, reach out to us. Give us a call.
perfect.
The
Taylor.
biggest thing for me is kind of add on to what Matt said, and kind of vetting purposes. So one of the big things that we offer for a lot of people is registrations for HST or for business numbers, as well as master business licenses. So if you're starting a business and you need a license as a sole proprietor or general partnership, whatever, they cost $60, and it's through a Service Ontario website. So time and time again, we hear from people who may have paid $150, $200 for certain things because they've gone through a third-party service provider online. Nothing against those service providers. They started a business and they're providing a service. But again, we offer the exact same service at no cost. The price for that license is $60, so never pay more than it. And then on the HST side of things, you are more or less a free employee for the Canada Revenue Agency, collecting tax and then sending it to them. As a result of that, it costs you nothing to get an HST number. It is free. And again, people will pay upwards of $200 for HST registrations. So just the internet is a wonderful place for research, for information sharing, and for doing a lot of great things. But it's also a place where you can maybe be taken a little bit if you're not sure of what exactly you have to do. So if you want to do it on your own, all power to you. If you're at all confused about anything, just give us a shout. We don't need to do it for you, but we'll make sure that you're doing it in the place that makes sense.
Awesome. I had no idea. $200 for the thing that, because we don't charge. The $60 we don't even charge. That's
That's a province
provincial fee.
Yeah, 5 years, and that's that. But people pay a lot of money for it.
Well, what a good tip to end on. So thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks. Appreciate that. Okay, thanks guys for being here.
Thank you.
This was a lot of fun. Should we all point to the camera and say thank you, Chatham-Kent? How about that? Ready?
Thank you, Chatham.
Thank you, Chatham-Kent.
There's our
Keep it classy.
Yeah,
keep
you
it
guys
classy.
know.
There's our picture for the posting of this.